In this video, you'll get a glimpse into the kind of medical treatment you might receive if you are in Ukraine or within the walls of a Ukrainian hospital. For those of you who imagine ether masks, bloodletting, and homemade wheelchairs for this that you might receive in this ever-developing and evolving country, thanks to a recent severe fracture of my foot, I had to make several trips back and forth to the hospital, surgery, an overnight stay in the hospital. And although I found some of the equipment outdated, the staff, the orthopedic doctor, the nurses were very capable. And I've known several people that through major or minor surgery in Canada developed infection and had to go on heavy dose antibiotic. Not so with me. They didn't even have to put me under. They just used a local, sliced me open, put those rods in, sewed me back up, lots of iodine, wrappings, a cast, voila. No infection, no antibiotics needed. And so I hope you enjoy this little glimpse within the walls of a Ukrainian hospital. Today we're in the hospital getting this thing fixed, looked at, re-x-rayed. Thank God they don't have to take it off and put another one on, but we are at the hospital. Yep. Taking care of this, and hopefully it won't be much longer. So, after getting a patient after only 1 week in the cast, I started walking on it. This was during the COVID restrictions and quarantine, and to be immobile on top of that didn't sit well with me, no pun intended. So we went back 3 weeks later to have the cast removed, and lo and behold, I had shattered my toes in 5 places. So from there, it was off to surgery. But because this was a state hospital, not a private one, I did have to pay for my supplies for the surgeons to do their work, gowns and paper towels and syringes and things like that. It cost about $25 American, not very much. Because I didn't know what they would use to put me under, I asked only for a local, which made the procedure very unpleasant. But he didn't realize how much damage there was until he got in there, so the procedure took twice as long. As you've seen thus far in this video, the worst thing you could probably say about this hospital is that maybe it was a little underfunded. But the equipment was more than satisfactory, and the medical personnel, the doctors and nurses were quite capable and attentive, and I was happy with the treatment that I got. And the aftercare, as you can see, it was pretty ugly surgery, but without all the friends that I had that took me back and forth to my appointments, I don't know how I would have gotten through it. But that is the nature and the heart of Ukrainian people.
They're always very hospitable and willing to help, and they love with their whole hearts. This one last look at one of the treatment rooms in with the doctor for follow-up, and the pins that I hoped to get out of my foot. So we had to do one more x-ray, and this was one of the more high-tech parts of the hospital. And out they came. I was so happy to get the pins out. Here is the final x-ray. My foot is not perfect, but the doctor, this orthopedic doctor, did a wonderful job. I had some follow-up magnetic treatments, which they used, and soon afterward I got a new bike and was on my way pedaling off into the sunset without the cast.